We're Josh and Tori. This is our dog Haley, and this is our tiny house on wheels. After 2 months in Florida, we're back on the road. This week, we made our way up the coast and into the mountains for some much-needed time away from the city. But it's no week of van life without a couple of surprises, and this week was full of them. Winter storms, 14-degree temperatures, frozen pipes, and closed campgrounds left us throwing all of our plans out the window and buckling up for the ride. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on the road for new van life videos every week. Good morning, everybody from Cracker Barrel. We are just getting ready to hit the road. We may actually be crazy people. We're kind of driving into a winter storm front this weekend, so definitely not in Florida anymore, but we're headed towards Asheville today. We've got 5 hours of driving to get done. Yeah, so let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Can you tell we slept at Cracker Barrel? So many vans. Our original plan was to stop in Asheville, but after deciding we'd already spent enough time in cities this week, we drove an extra hour into the mountains to a campsite we've stayed at before, hoping to tuck in someplace familiar, someplace that felt like home for the night. The gate to the campsite ended up being closed, which has happened to us here before, so we knew a spot just up the dirt road we could sleep for the night. I didn't end up filming anything else that night because I honestly just had a bit of a meltdown because all of our plans for the week were already falling apart, which really isn't that unusual with van life, but it's something I've always struggled with a little. The next morning we decided to sleep in and take our morning nice and slow to make the most of where we ended up. Very first van latte with real espresso. I'm so excited. Here you go, buddy. Good morning, guys. We are officially now in Tennessee. We spent the last few days after we left Florida exploring Savannah, Georgia, and making our way north and west into the mountains. It was really nice to break up our drive a little bit and stop in Savannah. We're not usually big city people, but we had a really great time, and it was something that we don't do too often, so it was a little bit extra special. So far this week, the general trend is that none of the things that I had planned are going to work out. So, the original plan was to do some camping here in Tennessee, wait out this winter front in the woods somewhere, use our heater, maybe do a little bit of hiking, and then continue our journey north. But yesterday, after we swung through Asheville, we made our way out to a campsite that we have been to before. I will link the videos up here from when we were here last. But essentially, there's a really beautiful campsite on the river here. Last year, it was closed because it was still winter when we got here. So I was hoping, since it was a little bit later in the year this time, that it would be open. It's not, so we slept up the road at this little pond. Have also been here before, so it worked out, but I did actually have just as big of a breakdown as last time we were here, which is kind of funny because last time we were here we were actually having engine troubles, but yesterday I guess I was just feeling emotional. So the more and more we got to talking about it last night, every time we try and come camping in Tennessee, we seem to be having a lot of trouble the last couple of times we've been here. So I think we're just gonna toss all of our plans out the window and head over into Virginia to do some camping and some hiking instead. So I thought I'd bring you guys along with us this week. Hopefully it's going to be filled with lots of cozy campfires in the mountains, and I'm really excited and I can't wait to bring you guys along. But first, we have to find some cell service because this spot doesn't have any, so I haven't actually been able to make any plans, which has also been interesting. It's been a long time since I've been somewhere that I haven't had cell service, especially when I was traveling alone. Cell service was a must for safety for me. Ooh, a passerby-er. We've seen a couple of cars drive past here this morning, so I don't think we'll camp here another night just because this isn't really a campsite, it's more of just like a parking spot. Yeah, but not having service last night I think was really good for us, for me especially in the mood that I was in yesterday. It really forced me to kind of sit and feel my feelings and not get lost in planning, you know, what we were gonna do next or instead, because this didn't work out. It just kind of made me sit for a minute, and I think it was really good. We're gonna have a much better day today because we have no plan that can go awry, and that's just the way we like it.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing.
So Josh and I have just been sitting by the pond enjoying the view, and I can't help but notice that these frogs kind of sound like a little farty. Love you.
Love you.
We're officially bumping our way out of camp, out of Tennessee. No more camping in Tennessee, because every time we camp in Tennessee, I cry. We're leaving. Not coming back. That's true. We're not coming back. We'll probably be back, but so sad. So sad. Welcome to Virginia. We just crossed over the Tennessee-Virginia state line and stopped at the rest area because we're getting hungry. We did in fact find some cell service to do a little bit more research and figure out a new plan. So I've got a low elevation campsite along a creek picked out for us in southwestern Virginia for the night because we are expecting a winter storm front to come through tonight and tomorrow. There's a fair chance that we're going to get some snow. I also have an Appalachian Trail hike near that campsite picked out. Whether we do that tomorrow or not, I think will depend mostly on the weather. But we were both kind of getting a little cranky because we're hungry, so I'm going to cook up some lunch. I'm just going to dice up some potatoes and do like an egg, like breakfast scramble kind of thing, even though it's definitely not morning anymore. I'm just feeling a lot of chaotic energy this week, I think. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with kind of our travel season coming to an end. We are working our way back north towards Ohio, so I always have a lot of anxiety right before we hit the road and right before we go home, just because it's kind of signifies a major shift in my routines, the way my days are structured. So I'm just trying to be really gentle with myself this week. This is not the first time we've traveled in this way. Yeah, I'm just kind of letting the feelings come and go as they come and go. But I need to eat before I get hangry. Oh, hi. Hello. you're getting something? No. It's not for you. It's really not. I'm sorry. I know. Wait, guys. She's upset. Life is so hard, huh, Haley? What do you think? Is this a good campsite? I think so too. Yeah. You'll have to excuse the sound of the river in the background, but we found the perfect campsite. So in typical Josh and Tori fashion, we're gonna have a campfire. Straight to work. It's going to be super freezing here tonight and tomorrow night, so I'm gonna get out some of our warmer jackets and a camping chair for tonight. Looks like it's beer 30. What? I'm ready for the snow! Nights like this one are when I feel most at home. And if someone told me I could spend forever around a campfire in the woods, I probably would. With no cell service, the world kind of just melts away, even if it's just for a little bit. And I can really get lost in these moments, the little moments, because these are the ones that I want to hold on to forever. Heater's cranking and Haley's got the best seat in the house. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. From our super cozy and warm van, we've had the heater cranked basically since we woke up this morning because we are definitely not in Florida anymore. We got a ton of snow last night. We're in for a super cozy, probably most of the day inside in the mountains today. The high for the day was like 34 and it's 34 right now, and it's going to be getting progressively colder all the way down to 14 this afternoon. Got some pancakes on the menu this morning. Lots and lots of snuggles! Lots and lots of snuggles! I feel like we're definitely a little bit crazy for being out here right now, but one of the benefits of coming camping during a snowstorm is that nobody else does that, so we're completely alone. This is the first time we're actually putting our heater to the test, like for real. So we ran it for about an hour and a half last night and it works so well. We've got it going again this morning, but I'm gonna insert some footage of the audio of what the heater sounds like, because before we got one, I did not know that they made much noise, and they definitely do. So if any of you guys are curious on what that sounds like, I'll put that clip in for you. My only concern with the heater, with the noise, is that it may not be something that we can use too heavily when we're stealth camping. It's not too loud, but I did listen to it from outside when we were back in Florida, and you can hear it, so just something to consider if you are interested in a diesel heater. But we are getting the van all warmed up so that we can make our way out from under the covers and have a great day. It's a snow day! It's a snow day! Okay, so the clicking you'll hear is the sound of the fuel pump moving the diesel from the diesel tank and into the heating unit. These little bars show us how far it's gotten heated up, so right now it's all the way warmed up. The fan shows that it is currently blowing warm air into the cab. The battery shows that it's properly connected, and it's 9:05 in the morning. Hi, baby. How you pancakes, bud?
Good.
She says those look pretty good. The snow continued to fall most of the day, and I could have spent forever watching it out the window. It all just felt a little magical, like we had our very own little cabin in the woods where we could hibernate for the winter. And when I dream of a life for myself in the future, I always imagine spending my winters just like this, with my family in a cabin in the mountains somewhere. Enjoying our coffees. This is the current state of the van. Josh also hung up this blanket. We don't know if it helps, but it could be helping. So, we're staying nice and cozy, and we're gonna go out and play in the snow really soon. She's being so patient. Our pipes froze! Yay! Alright, so Josh has got our heated blanket down under the sink, working to de-thaw our pipes. I was gonna try and cook us breakfast to help warm up this side of the van, and apparently propane also freezes, as does olive oil. Update, Josh got the stove going with a lighter. Our stove just isn't doing the clicking to like self-light, so we'll keep you updated on that. But that means I can make breakfast! Yay! Okay everybody, we need a name for our handsome new campsite friend. He's giving me like Norman vibes, but let me know in the comments below what you think our very handsome snowman should be named. Norman didn't even last the day, guys. He lived a good life though. Caught Haley over there earlier eating Norman, so she may have been the cause of this. Is that your fault? Was that your fault? Oh, it's okay. Since Josh is driving, I decided to let him decide if we should leave today or tomorrow. He has decided that the roads have melted and cleared out enough, so we're gonna give it a go. Everything around here looks pretty, the snow looks pretty melted. Worst case scenario, we'll just stop and come back. This was the perfect place to tuck in to wait out that winter storm. It was so beautiful, serene, and peaceful. I felt so at one with nature and completely alone, and it was amazing. But I've got a little bit of work to get done, so we're hoping we can get back to some self-service today safely, because icy roads make me really nervous. We made it out of the mountains with no problems, but we took our time as we drove to soak in every last bit of these views. It's always bittersweet leaving, because I feel like I leave a little piece of my heart in each new place that we travel. Made it home for the night. And tonight we actually decided to go in and treat ourselves to a Cracker Barrel Old Country dinner. Game got a welcome interruption. We had a wonderful sleep at Cracker Barrel last night and a really delicious dinner. We sleep there fairly often, so we try and make it a point to go in every now and again and support them and just thank them for being so hospitable to us and those who travel like we do. And a little bit of comfort food was exactly what I needed after being snowed into the mountains with very little in my pantry. We are officially back on the road and headed north. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along for a little bit of a chaotic, sort of unplanned week of van life. But that's actually one of my favorite things that this lifestyle has taught me over the years, is not to be so caught up in the planning. Before I moved into a van, a major source of a lot of the anxiety I experienced in my life was just around control and being a bit too much of a planner. So I think, as hard of a lesson as it has been for me, it has helped me grow as a person so much, and I'm able to just enjoy my moments no matter how they end up playing themselves out, and I'm really grateful for that. But this kind of officially closes our chapter on the road for a little bit, because we are going to be settling down back at home for a little bit. It's another one of the things that I've really come to love about van life, is that we really can just kind of come and go like that. And just because van life online kind of always appears like full-time travel, living in a van is the only prerequisite to being a van lifer. Van life looks different for everybody, and van life for you can look however you want it to. On that note, we are going to get back on the road, but I will see you guys next week. Yeah. Yeah. It's freezing. Haley, look at mommy. You're so stubborn.